Welcome to episode number 6 of Jason Bytes Back, the series of which I answer all of your questions and I look into your soul and tell you your darkest secrets. Or something. What's up, YouTube? Jason here with Bite My Bits, and this is episode number 6 of Jason Bytes Back. In fact, this is the second version of episode number 6 of Jason Bytes Back, and on that topic, if you did happen to catch that live stream, I apologize. That was crazy. If you're a little confused, I live streamed the last recording of Jason Bytes Back. I was horribly unprepared, and it was one of those spur of the moment, let's just wing this and see what happens. Long story short, it didn't happen very well, so I'm re-recording it. And of course I am recording it on Halloween night, so I'm technically a zombie. At least this is my attempt at a zombie. It turned out to be more like a zombie Heath Ledger Joker thing, but I don't really know. It's probably actually kind of insensitive to say. So I'm just a zombie. But anyways, in today's video, I want to cover a few questions asked in the last video. I'm pretty much sticking to most of the comments just on my last Jason Bytes Back. So for future reference, if you want the best chance of your question being answered, definitely leave them below this video. That way I can just look at one video and have all those questions combined. And then after that, I want to take a second to talk about two things. One, the Norton video. I think that I need to address that, at least talk about it a little bit. And number two, I've had quite a few people actually ask me about the Xbox One app. So I figured I would share my feelings on that. I didn't really feel like that deserved its own video, but I feel like I should share what I think. So let's go ahead and get this crap show started. The first question that I have is from Ben Graves. He said, Jason, what is the best travel Plex client for hotel rooms, friend's house, etc.? Roku stick, Chromecast, or Intel compute stick? Well, Ben, I can tell you this. I've used an Intel Compute Stick Lite device. It was actually sent over to me by Azul. I think it's how you say it. I wasn't really impressed by its performance. It was just a little stick, though. So I guess when you're trying to pack an entire operating system like Windows 10 into a small stick like that, you are going to suffer some consequences when it comes to performance. So I probably wouldn't recommend that. As far as the Chromecast, I've never really been a huge fan of Chromecast just because you literally need another device to cast to that device. So you're potentially tying up two devices. Now, bear in mind, I have not really played around with Chromecast farther than like 20 minutes. So maybe there's a way to cast over and still use your phone for other stuff. I don't know. But I can say that I have used a Roku stick. In fact, I turned on my cousin to a Roku stick and he uses that all the time. It's not as fast as like a standard Roku player, but the Roku sticks are pretty good. And while you're in that same ballpark of shopping for small on-the-go sticks, also look into the Fire TV stick. Again, I've used the Fire TV stick. I've been impressed by its abilities. It's not as fast as the regular Fire TV, but they are still pretty snappy. So I would recommend either the Fire TV or the Roku. As for the second question, camshaft. Keep doing what you're doing. Question. I was playing with my Google Chromecast and Plex. I noticed the colors were way off and it seemed a normal issue. Other thing I noticed is when I shut down the TV and a Chromecast, it shuts down my server. Never does this any other time. Okay, so this is kind of a curious... It's really hard to be like, oh, this is a problem, because I've never actually had that problem pop up for me. But what I can say is that you have to start troubleshooting and figuring out what this might be. So if I were you, I would start out by troubleshooting and plugging that Chromecast into something else and playing Plex on it. And see if you're still having the same issues on another TV or a different monitor, that sort of thing. And if you are still having those same issues, then I'd probably try going into Chromecast, and if there's no real settings to change to get your visual, like your display preferences to change your color or anything like that, then honestly, I would just probably factory reset the thing and then try it again. And if that doesn't work, your Plex still looks weird, factory resets did nothing, and it's the same thing on every television or every monitor, then you might have like a bad display port on the actual Chromecast itself. So in that case, maybe look at a warranty exchange, because I don't think that's a normal thing. As far as turning off your server, when you turn those off, no idea. That is weird. I know that, Chromecast possibly could be linked with the TV. I know my TV can be linked with my surround sound system, and when I turn one off, the other one turns off. I know that there's some linkage there, but I've never heard of a Chromecast attaching itself to a Plex server and turning off the Plex server. So You got me on that one. I have no idea. Next question is from Brandon Van Vorst. Why don't you talk about Plex is now charging people, otherwise they can only watch 1 minute of someone else's media server? Brandon, I wanted to bring this question up because I actually wanted to ask my community, has anyone else had this thing pop up where you can only, access 1 minute's worth of media from your friend's library? Because I have never experienced it. My cousin, he watches some videos and he has a free Plex account. He's never experienced that. I mean, I've never heard of this before, ever. So maybe if you are having that issue, there needs to be some troubleshooting going on. I don't think that's normal, but maybe in the comments you'll find some other people who have similar issues. I really hope not, because that would be kind of crazy. Last question I'm going to address from the comments is from Raul Munoz. Is there a rule of thumb as to how big a RAM drive needs to be? You use 10 gigabyte, but does that mean that all of your media is 10 gigabyte or smaller? Now, this was actually on a tutorial video that I did where I set up a RAM disk to demonstrate how you could use it on a Windows computer that's running a Plex media server. When I did that, since I have 16 gigabytes in my little test box down there, I just addressed 10 of those gigs to a RAM disk and used that as a transcode folder. So that was literally a shot in the dark. I didn't do any research on that. There was no method to it. My thinking was like, whatever that megabits per second is, it's probably going to have some transcoding buffer, before and after. So I was figuring maybe a couple hundred megabytes per video, or at least per transcoded video stream. Now, I did go through a little bit, and I tested just a little bit. I noticed that, when I was going from my 19 megabits per second down to, I think, 10 or 12 or something like that, I was using right around 300 to 500 megabytes per video. So if I had to take that number, I would say that for every stream that you think you're gonna be using on your server, try to have at least, I don't know, a gig of RAM just to really play it safe. It's probably totally overkill, but if you want a nice rule of thumb, kind of like how FreeNAS does their RAM to storage ratio, just 1 gig per stream, you should probably be in the clear. Honestly, unless you're doing super high quality, you'd probably be okay with 500 megs. But if you just want to play it safe, probably a gig per stream. Okay, so with those questions out of the way, I want to get to the topic of Norton. Now, I published that Norton sponsored video, and I did not anticipate the kind of flack that I would get for doing a sponsored video by Norton. I mean, I had no idea that the community had such hard feelings against Norton antivirus and or any other products that Norton has. And the thing is, when I did that video, I stuck to the facts because it was a sponsored video. It was not a review of the product. I was not giving my opinion on the product. I was just highlighting some of the key features, and I was sticking to some of the things that, the Norton Core had to offer. Like, for example, with my home network, the Norton Core was literally a huge upgrade security-wise, considering what I had before. It was super easy to set up, and it is something that, the average daily consumer that maybe doesn't know that much about IT or technology stuff or security could just set up in minutes and automatically have extra security on their home network without really having to put any kind of effort into it. So I stuck to the facts. I figured, hey, I don't know if this router is going to be the best router out there. I don't know if this router is going to have the best features out there, but I can say that for the features that I was told to focus on and look at, I did confirm that they worked, they were easy to set up, and for what it was, the product did function as intended. But to get so much flack for doing a sponsored video from, Norton like that was, honestly, that was really surprising. And really, I just want to touch base on, I understand that some people might say, oh no, you sold out to the man, or you're selling anything nowadays, but I really don't do that many sponsored videos, which, believe it or not, is actually a good thing because I have a ton of people that ask me to sponsor some of the stupidest videos that come across my desk. I mean, I should make a whole video dedicated to the emails that I just completely ignore from people trying to pay me to either do reviews or talk about some stupid product that it just doesn't fit my channel. So when I come onto something like the Norton Core, something that actually is up my alley of interest when it comes to network security or Wi-Fi or routers or that sort of thing, because I've covered stuff like that in the past, yeah, I'm gonna do a sponsored video on it because it does fit my channel. If a lot of people had their way, I'd be like reviewing diaper bags for money. I mean, seriously, I've had somebody want me to review a diaper bag, and they were willing to offer me money to review a diaper bag. I have no kids and or any interest of putting a diaper bag on my channel. So to wrap this bit up, I just want to say this. I understand that I have a little bit more of a tech-savvy subscriber base, which I am totally happy with. I'm glad that the people that follow me are tech-savvy and they're going to be able to follow along with the stuff that I do and possibly, be able to bounce ideas off in the comment sections and grow as a community. I really love that. And furthermore, I understand if some people have had bad experiences with Norton in the past. I get that. In fact, Norton's probably not going to like me for it, but I had the same experience that most of you have. I mean, we're talking like 1999 era when my grandmother bought a gateway and it came preloaded with a Norton antivirus and a bunch of other crap on it, and it wasn't uninstalled as fast as humanly possible because literally it was taking like 20-30% up of my processing power just to run. And I know someone at Norton right now is like watching this video just ready to slaughter me, but just bear with me here. With the previous statement said, I will say this, and this is a wholehearted, call it a review or an opinion or whatever. I've been running Norton antivirus for the better part of like 2 or 3 weeks now, and I can say this. It does not bog down my system. Yes, I have a super powerful X99 system. I get that, but it does not use more than like 1 or 2% on average every day. Of course, when it's scanning, yeah, it does use some processing power, but I can set up and schedule the own scanning. The only thing I wish I had more control over is that if it did catch something, that I would be able to go back and say, hey, can I undo that instead of just delete it without asking me? Because maybe there's something in there that I want to be able to look at. Maybe I want to upload it and get some more information. Maybe I want to do some research and figure out what the heck was on my system. But no, you deleted the damn thing. So there's no way for me to tell what it actually was besides your little pop-up. But that's pretty much the only complaint I have, is that it just deletes stuff without giving me the option to unquarantine it, Other than that, it runs pretty smooth. It doesn't bog down my system. I haven't noticed any issues. I mean, it's been a pretty decent software. It's definitely not the software I remember from 1999. I mean, it is worlds better than what it was before. And I say 1999, it might have been like 2002. I don't know. The point is that Norton has grown a lot. In my own personal opinion, Norton is completely different from what it was before. Can I tell you it's the best thing since sliced bread? Absolutely not. Can I tell you it's better than any other antivirus out there? Absolutely not. Am I going to sit here and debate with you that Norton antivirus is a virus itself, like some of the commenters told me? No, because I don't know. So I'm not going to debate that. I will tell you this. For the longest time, I ran AVG antivirus, the free antivirus. And I use a router that has absolutely no virus protection scanning built into it because I've not built a pfSense router yet. And yes, I heard you. I want to build a pfSense router. It really boils down to having the hardware to do it efficiently without tying up like a full bulky computer. It's kind of a long deal, but it's a low priority, and that's probably why I haven't done it yet. But either way, I still want to do it. So hopefully next year I can do that. Anyways, the point I was trying to make is that from what I had before, I was not lying, okay? I literally had crap antivirus as it was, and I had a router that had no defense. So I added the core, and I added the Norton antivirus to my computer. All of a sudden, I am like worlds better than what I was before. Again, is it the best possible solution out there? I have no idea. I haven't tested them all, but it works for me, and it's way better than what I had. So I ask you this, to my subscribers, to people who follow me or actually care what I have to say, I just want you to look at this, right? I run a YouTube channel, and most of my videos get demonetized by YouTube, and it lasts like that for the better part of like 3 to 4 days. So as it sits right now, most of my videos don't make more than a couple bucks in ad revenue. It's terrible. Look at Casey Neistat's video where he talked about the demonetization. I mean, it's just really bad. But even if that wasn't there, I'm still a small channel with small views, so I don't make a ton of money when it comes to ad revenue. I do have some working relationships with Plex who do sponsor, my channel as long as, I still keep making Plex related videos, but it's a total like hands-off deal. Like I have affiliate links and they don't care what videos I make as long as, I still do something related to Plex. They're happy. Take that, add it with some Amazon affiliate revenue. Again, it's not very much, but you do a few product reviews here and there. You get a few people that maybe wants to buy the product or click on your links. So you get all these little drops that get thrown in this little glass of water, and then sooner or later you have a glass of water that you can actually, take a drink of. That's pretty much where I am. So you take all of that together, you're not going to generate a bunch of views, and that's where you can supplement all of that with sponsored videos. And the last sponsored video I had from the Norton core was literally almost like 2 months before that. So it's not like I'm doing these sponsored videos all the time, trying to shove products down people's throats. I'm just trying to take either products or services that I think could actually relate to my subscriber base and try to at least get a little bit of money while talking about the product. And I'm not going out like trying to buy boats or bigger houses or, Mercedes Benzes or anything like that. No, I literally spent upwards about $14,000 on the new camera camera that you guys are watching right now. It's a Sony FS7 Mark II, which you might think is insane, and I completely agree with you, but it's the sponsorships that I get from these companies that have helped me almost afford that camera. So, in order to basically support a camera that is equivalent to a car payment, a sponsored video here and there allows me to do that. And that camera sits there all day until I'm ready to make a YouTube video. So all that is literally just a reinvestment into my YouTube channel. And the only thing that I ask from my community is to basically just give my videos a chance. If it's a sponsored video that you maybe don't like a product of, sure, you can tell me, but all these things like, oh, you're a sellout, I'm unfollowing you because you're just a disaster, or just all this hate that's coming up from it, I don't understand it. I'm trying to, basically buy equipment way beyond what I need for YouTube, just in the hopes of giving you, 4K video at 60 frames per second and try to make it as clear as I can. That's it. For me, I don't know why I want the crispiest video I could possibly get or possibly afford. I don't know why I want to, buy a $1,000 microphone just to make my voice sound literally a little bit better than what it was before. I don't know. I have this obsession with trying to have the best quality that I can possibly produce, and I hope that you guys at least understand that a little bit as I go down my journey of building my YouTube channel and try to find sponsors that I think is at least somewhat related to my subscriber base, whether or not, every single subscriber out there is going to want to use that product or not. But that's really all I want to say about the subject. Give me a little slack. I am trying to support this channel. I work full time. I do wedding videos, and I do YouTube, AdSense, and all that stuff, all just to buy cameras that are way beyond my means and microphones that are way more than what I need, just to provide better videos for you. So, bear with me here while I try to build my channel up to a level where I can have respectable quality and people actually look at me like maybe I'm a legitimate YouTube channel. I'm still growing, and I'm trying to get, legitimized by YouTube standards. And this is something I have to do in order to get to that level. And the last thing I want to talk about is probably turned into a longer video than I wanted to, and that is I had a lot of people ask me about what I think about the new Xbox One Plex app. Holy crap. Yeah. So I went through like a realm of emotions here, like one scale to another, right? When I first opened up my Xbox and I realized Plex was updating, I was like, oh man, I hope this is good, right? Then I started Plex and immediately it made me relink my account. So I was a little frustrated, but I understood. And then the interface ran like crap. I couldn't see the on deck. There was no videos on the home screen. The only option I had to find what I wanted to watch was to go into each individual library. I mean, it did not work. That's the best way to put it. It was just total and utter crap. So I grin and bared it, and I tried to watch a video, and then I tried to pause it, and literally I needed to go to the bathroom. I hit pause, I got up and went to the bathroom. I was already in the bathroom and almost done before the thing actually paused. So I absolutely hated it. I wanted to throw my Xbox out the window and hook up the Fire TV that I have. I mean, I was just ready to call it quits. Then I did a soft reset on the Xbox. It didn't fix the issue. So then I did a hard reset on the Xbox, launched Plex again, and then all of a sudden it ran smoothly. So it fixed my issue. I don't know why it was there in the first place, but it fixed my issue. As for now, I can say I don't think I like it. I want my old Xbox One app back. I really do. I get where they're going with the new design. I like where they're going with it, I guess is what I'm saying. But the thing is that sometimes when you're trying to get away from a video, like you're sitting there hitting up, down, left, right, and there's nothing on the screen, and then all of a sudden it'll start going through stuff. And it's not lag. It's recognizing what I'm pushing in there. It's just, I don't know. There's the little quirks that I can go on about for a while, which I'm not going to bore you with, that just kind of rub me the wrong way. It's still usable, it's not terrible, but I'm not in love with it. So that's basically what I feel about the new Xbox One Plex app. But here's the thing, all of the stuff that I said, this is literally like the first revision of this newly designed user interface for Plex, so I'm not ready to write off Plex on the Xbox One just yet. It's usable right now, and I fully expect new updates to come out in the future that are going to address some of the bugs, delays, or just graphical errors that I'm getting with this new app. So hopefully eventually, this app will be polished and be back to the original standard that I'm used to before. Hopefully. If not, then I'm probably just going to start using my Fire TV. Well, that's it for today, guys. I hope you kind of understand where I'm coming from on a lot of stuff that I talked about with Norton. I really wanted to address that in this video because, this deal that I had work out with Norton, I mean, I have literally 2 other videos planned with Norton that I want to be able to do, but I don't want people to just get so angry over something so minuscule. You know, and these videos are not me coming online and saying, oh, this is the best thing since sliced bread. No, I'm focusing on, you know, what the Norton Core has to offer. I'm focusing on the features, whether or not they work, you know, well. The specific things that those sponsored videos are going to entitle, that is what I'm focusing on. So, you know, if something like that happens to meet your needs or intrigues your interest, you know, go for it. So that's it for today, guys. If you like this video, like and subscribe below. If you have any questions for next month's video, definitely comment below. I'll be addressing this video first before I look at any other videos. So if you want the best chance possible, put them down below. To all of my loyal fans out there that watched the rather embarrassing live stream, again, I apologize. That shall never be seen again, except, well, at the end of this video, I'm going to be posting some of my Patreon supporters. I love you guys. Thank you very much. And I think I'm going to do, because I have a little special treat every month for the $10 subscribers of Patreon, and I kind of screwed up last month's subscriber video. So I think I'm going to post like an edited version of the ridiculousness of that video. So Patreon subscribers, look for that maybe in the next week and a half. I'm going to get that posted online. You can check that out on the Patreon page. So again, thank you everyone who does support me on Patreon. I appreciate every single dollar you give me. Again, all of that gets rolled into supporting this channel, and I don't know how to say thank you enough. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a good night. Have a good night. Brains. 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 I don't know what this is. It's like a convulsing zombie. What the hell am I doing?